SpotlightMediaStudios.com. Welcome to Education Unfiltered. Here is Mary Stucko.
Hello, this is Mary Stucko with Education Unfiltered. And on this podcast, we talk about everything higher ed, and that can look like a lot of different things. And today, I am fortunate to be joined by Cindy Whittum, who is a senior career coach at Davenport University. And it's very exciting because Davenport and Lansing Community College are having their 4th annual insurance forum panel featuring some of the largest insurance companies in the state of Michigan. We'll be discussing topics about the depth of opportunity within the insurance industry, also promotion of the event co-hosted by Davenport University and Lansing Community College and the Capital Area Michigan Works. Welcome, Cindy.
Thank you so much for having me, Mary. I really appreciate being here.
Thank you so much. Now, I also want to enjoy it. We have 2 other guests joining us today from some of these biggest insurance companies. One is Dave Veering, who's the Employment Services Manager with Farm Bureau Insurance. And we also have Molly Brown, who is the Corporate Recruiter with Auto Owners Insurance Company. Welcome, Molly and Dave.
Thank you for having us. Yeah, good morning. Glad to be here.
Good morning. So let's talk a little bit, Cindy, about this insurance forum and how people can find it and what they can expect a little bit more from it.
Sort of begin with a little story of what the insurance forum is. I started the insurance forum because there is such an amazing depth of opportunities within the insurance industry. Most people, when they hear insurance, think insurance agent, but there's technology jobs, there's management jobs, human resources, even jobs for people that work within the healthcare field. And I wanted our students and Davenport and LCC students to understand that there are so many opportunities. And this event, as Mary said, as you said, is our 4th annual event. And for students to register, or even the public to register, there's a couple ways to do that. Anybody that is part of the handshake system, colleges or universities that use handshake, it's open to you. You can register for it, so you can find it on Handshake. Also, we will have information, my contact information, available when we start marketing this out for anybody who's not a Davenport or MSU or an Olivet College student. LCC students would contact me directly to register for the event.
Very good. And so when will this event be taking place?
Tuesday, October 20th from 9:30 in the morning till 11:30, and it is a virtual event. It is a virtual event. First time we've done it that way.
Yes. And, we've been to some other virtual events and they're working out pretty good. Everyone prefers the face-to-face, but these virtual events are being, are looking pretty good as well. So what companies will be there?
Well, obviously, Farm Bureau.
Yes.
Auto owners. We have farmers out of the Grand Rapids area that will be here. Frank and Muth Insurance out of the Bay City Midland area. We will have Delta Dental, Accident Fund, Blue Cross Blue Shield will be coming from the Metro Detroit area, but they do have a big presence here in Lansing as well. And that right now is who is registered, but it's still open for any larger insurance companies that are interested in participating.
Very good. So if you know of any companies that might be interested, have them reach out.
Yeah.
So tell me, you guys, Molly and Dave, how is the insurance industry looking right now in the middle of a pandemic? How are things going?
Yeah, that's a trick question, isn't it? From my perspective, all of our employees are now at home working virtually for the most part. It's been certainly an interesting time for our company from that perspective, but we've been able to kind of hold the fort down and continue operations as we always have. From a posting perspective, I was just looking here a minute ago for us, and we've got a little bit of everything out there right now, and we've continued to have that. We really haven't slowed too much in hiring. We're probably scrutinizing positions a little closer, but we're still moving forward with posting jobs and trying to fill those jobs and find the best talent that we can. Certainly here in the Mid-Michigan area.
Yeah, same with kind of just to piggyback off Dave. Same thing with auto owners. I mean, nothing really is slowed when it comes to hiring. We have positions open all the time. We've been virtual since March. There have been a handful of folks who have been in the office just because their jobs are considered essential, so they are needed in the office. But for the most part, everybody else is at home and have been working from home since March.
I've been hearing that a lot from all the insurance companies, as everyone's kind of hasn't missed a beat. It just looks a little different than it did before, and they're working from home, which that's another great reason to consider attending this forum, because this is a great career. I mean, obviously, if a pandemic isn't going to stop the hiring, this is probably a good field to consider going into, especially given the variety of opportunities with it. One thing I've noticed with talking to different people who work within the insurance companies, they don't tend to stay in one position forever. So do you guys, why don't we start with you, Molly, this time? How do you respond to that as far as the ability for mobility and changing of careers and things like that just within the industry?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I can only speak from my own experience when it comes to moving around in different positions. I started at Auto Owners right out of college. I graduated from Olivet College in 2016. And I started at Auto Owners, and since I've been at Auto Owners, I've held 3 different positions. So I started in claims. I was a catastrophe claims adjuster, and then I moved to more of a coordinating role in claims. And then since last year, I've been in recruiting, which is in HR. So I think for me, it's been a great opportunity for me to try different things when I've earned the opportunity to do so. You're not just stuck in one position. I think that's the beauty of kind of the culture of Auto Owners and just in general in the insurance industry. You can be with a company and still try different things throughout your years of working.
And what would you say, Dave, about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of my big talking points with candidates out there is the fact that Farm Bureau has a lot of ways you can go in terms of promotional opportunities. You might start in one spot, but if you have the affinity to move into other areas and you want to continue your education, we offer tuition reimbursement, a very nice program there. We want you to get insurance designations. We want you to get your degree. We want you to keep growing and adding value through the organization through different ways. That career growth, promotional opportunity growth for us is huge because we want to retain you. And our retention, I think, like Auto Owners, is very, very good. It's we just don't have a lot of turnover. I think folks get here, they see our culture, they see the family-friendly environment, the work-life balance that we create, the programs that we offer. We've got an on-site gym, which is nice. Employees can't use it right now, really, because we're not there. But we'll be back.
But when you're back, it's great.
Remodeling going on. We've got some exciting new things happening. So when employees do come back, it's going to look like a little bit different environment. Nice. Just a lot of things to get people thinking. This isn't just a job for me now. This is a career for me long term, and I can see there being a lot of different ways I can go in this company. If you just again look at our postings, we've got a variety of everything out there, and it's pretty typical of what we would always have. So careers.mishfb.com, hit the website and give us a little plug, and we'd love to see you out there applying to our opportunities.
So what kind of education are you looking for with prospective employees? And you guys can both we can start with you, Dave.
Sure. The business degree, the general business degree is always advantageous in our environment because that allows you to kind of go into different things like maybe marketing. Maybe you want to get into a claims opportunity or maybe something in underwriting. The business degree allows you to be mobile in those areas. So it really, for us, degree is important, but also your interest in being able to grow and to be, really work within teams, work in a project-oriented environment, a fast-paced environment where we're looking for innovative people. We're looking for people to bring new ideas to the table. All those things, I think the degree helps you from a communication standpoint, but, you can come in here and have an impact with whatever degree you have in a very big way. And that's what I think is nice about the insurance industry. It kind of appeals. It can really appeal to everyone, kind of going back to what Cindy said at the beginning. This you think it's just sales, but there's so much more to it in insurance than just sales.
Yeah, and I think it's wonderful that whatever they come with, if they want more education, you guys will help that with that tuition reimbursement. And that's just a huge motivator, I think, for a lot of people, especially when they're very concerned about accumulating all that debt and education. So,
100%.
Yeah. And Molly, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, so similar with Dave, sorry, can you remind me of the question that we were talking about?
Just looking like what kind of degrees and type of education are you looking for with people that you are employing?
Yeah, so similar with Dave, the business industry and business degrees certainly help. Insurance, IT, and actuarial. However, we love students and graduates who come to us with a variety of degrees, a history or anthropology and all of those types of things, because we feel that with people that have different backgrounds, they bring more to the company that maybe makes it more diverse, and we can think about things differently based on their experience. So certainly the business and insurance are important, but any degree, any 4-year degree is something that we consider. So we definitely have a variety of that here at Auto Owners.
Mary, I'm going to jump in here. I want to give you a plug, too, on your insurance and risk management program that you're building there at LCC. And I'm sure Auto Owners is tied into that as well. Like that's a degree where, you can go into underwriting, you can go into claims, and you can go to high levels learning the ins and outs of insurance through a degree like that. So there's other colleges that offer that. I think for us as insurance partners, we like students that are pursuing that insurance and risk management degree program as well, because they're really locked in, I think, to the world of insurance, and that's a neat thing for us.
Yes.
It's becoming very popular, which is great.
It is. We're seeing quite a diverse population looking to go into it. And I don't think we're the only college that's seeing that. Actually, for the Gamma Iota Sigma, which is an insurance fraternity, an international one, they've approached us to be on a committee looking at non-traditional students and how they can appeal to non-traditional students, because LCC is definitely attracting the non-traditional, but other colleges and universities throughout the country are as well. So we're starting to see a little bit of a change in who's interested in insurance and risk management now, which is a very good thing, because there's a lot of opportunities, not just in Michigan, but nationally. So, because I think there's what we're facing here in Lansing is they're facing at a national level as well, as far as shortages. And maybe you guys can talk a little bit about that, because, we've talked about it before separately, but for our listeners today, what are some trends that we're seeing in the insurance industry that people would really want to consider getting into it now?
I think the stability, for sure, is probably the first and the biggest that comes to mind. Just through these unprecedented times, the fact that, a lot of insurance companies are still hiring folks. And I know at Auto Owners specifically, we have never laid anybody off in our whole career, in our whole time frame of, being a business from 1916. And so I think the stability piece is so important. And it's something that should be considered as you're looking for a long-term career. Am I going to be taken care of and not have to worry potentially about losing my job? Or am I going to have a great 401k option or pension program? So those things to me really, really resonate with me and are important within the industry as a whole.
Yeah, I agree. I think stability is the first thing that I think of with our industry, but also the ability to grow and continue your education. And then for me, just the exciting environment. The fact that people come here and you see within months, like they understand like the impact that we make in our communities, but also how we treat our employees, and that's why you see people stay here for their whole career, for 30, 40 years. We've got those kind of retirements. I know Auto Owners does too, every month. It just speaks to, why our industry, I think, is so good, and it allows you to stay in it for so long. I've done this recruiting thing also in biotechnology and also in retail, and I've been doing it for 25 years now, and honestly, this has been my most enjoyable stop. I've been at Farm Bureau going on 11 years, actually just hit 11 years, and I see why people want to stay so long. It's really a fun and exciting environment. You just get to work with a lot of good people who care about each other, and that's important to people.
Yeah. And I think, Cindy, you'd probably agree, because Davenport has the minor in insurance and risk management. But I think it attracts a lot of people. It's one thing my students say, like when they attend like Gamma meetings and things like that, when meeting people from all these other schools throughout the country, is how nice everyone is and how supportive they are. And I think that's kind of like, and I tell them this is kind of how the industry is. People who come into this industry, we want to work together. We care about each other. We want to help people. There's these common themes, and it doesn't matter, where you live or what school you went to. It's all about working together.
And I think that's a good point to bring up as why I do this type of an event. It is for obviously my students, because I am responsible for helping my students secure opportunities, but it's also helping my employers in the community with that succession planning and, making sure that we are casting the net wide so that individuals can learn about a career. It might not be tomorrow, it might not be next week, but as they're going through their career progression and they're in a job, maybe they're trying to think of what else is out there. This is an opportunity for people to learn what are my options and what is going to provide me stability and a great working environment.
Well, thank you all. Thank you to Cindy, Molly Brown with Auto Owners, and Dave Veering with Farm Bureau Insurance. This is Mary Stucko with Education Unfiltered. Have a wonderful day.